Hello, patrons, it's me, Toby, and I wish you a happy new year. It's 2021, and I hope it's gonna be a bit better than last year. So, but I'm not here to talk about hopes and things like that, but I'm here to talk about bass layering. So, this will be maybe the first part of two or three, I'm not sure yet, of videos about layering different types of bass lines. In the first part, I will talk about a simple thing, a stabby, groovy, Pac-Man chop rub like bass line. And yeah, I created a project a while ago, a track we did not finish yet, but we might finish. We hope so. We like it. We like the vibe. So yeah, but it's a good example how you can approach to different layers to create a nice sounding groovy bass line. So enjoy the video. See you in a second. Okay, let's go. The project is called Rap Chopper. Okay, yeah, because of the bass line, sound and groove. Let me play what we have so far here. Let's go. Okay, while playing this in the last part, there was a synth not muted, which should be muted. Anyway, okay, this is the track. As you heard in the playback, that's pretty basic, to be honest. But yeah, I think it's good. A good example to show you things. Just one word about the drums. It's also pretty basic. Yes, a kick with kick 2. I made it with kick 2, I guess. Yep. Yeah, nothing special. A simple snare and some some simple hi-hat grooves, shaker rides. That's not really processed or arranged. It's just like, as you can see, it's A-B parts. And yeah, to get it a bit more interesting and just have the same loop all the time. Okay, but we want to talk about the bass. So let me mute first this purple folder because it's yeah, let me start differently. The Rap Chopper riff idea. This part was the beginning of this track. I created this riff 2019 as a possible track for the Let It Roll opening. Yeah, so, but we decided to go a different direction because it was a bit too less in our opinion. But yeah, a bit later I really liked the idea, so that's the reason why we stick to this. Okay, you see it's all MIDI here, and let me make this huge. It starts with an F and goes down and starts again, so it's a pretty simple riff. So as you can see, the pattern, nothing fancy. And I think the first sound I used to create the riff was the Diva, this one. Yep, and let me delete this. Thanks. So it's a standard preset from the Diva presets. So I like the sound of Diva a lot. It gives you a nice warm feel, a bit vintage. So it's cool for bass lines like this. And yeah, I did the automation on the release and on the cutoff. As you can see here, this is the release, the first one, and this is the frequency, the cutoff. And yeah, sure, I did some processing, just a bit, slight cueing. Then there is the trash on it to, yeah, spice the sound up. And in the beginning, I used this sound as more or less as the first full spectrum sound with sub, mid, and top. And yeah, I think then I added the drums. So as you can hear, yeah, it's pretty a big difference between the drums and the bass. So then a logic way to keep this idea growing, the sound growing, is to add another sound. It was this one, step low mid. It's a Serum sound we used for the Louder Than Words remix for Saltweather. And yeah, it's also a pretty basic sound, and I control this LFO1, the rate, to make it a bit more moving and interesting. And let me play this without the plugins. Okay, as you can hear, there's also a little automation on the LFO rate, which makes the sound a bit shorter or longer actually, and yeah, gives it a bit more a groove. Yeah, this is this automation, and I think there's another one. Which one is this? Okay, this isn't just, yeah, this is not important here. So yeah, it's the rate also. In combination with the Diva, it gets a bit more grit, a bit more energy actually. So I EQ'd this, also used some plugins, Isotope Trash, Quattrofast, so it's my go-to distortion plugins to make a sound a bit more crazy, a bit more like a drum and bass sound. And yeah, Lexington Hull and some EQing. Okay, so it's getting a bit more like energy in this riff. So, but it's not enough, because you know, drum and bass tracks are really loud and people really like this punchy energy, and I tried to create another synth, and I did. It was, I think, one of these two. Yeah, because this sound is also in this Let It Roll opening track in the build up. You can hear it pretty slightly in the background. It didn't make it that much in the track, but for this version, yeah, it gives the track a good, interesting feel, a bit more a spooky vibe, and I think it's also a Serum, and it's a preset from the from these things here, the custom Serum patches from the plug synths. Yeah. And as you can hear, it starts on an F, the first pattern, by the way, and then we shift everything up one semitone to F sharp to give a bit more a dramatic feel in this bass line. So, and then we have 1, 2, and 3 sounds. Yeah, it's getting more interesting, it's getting more a living place of sound. And then I added another synth. I think it's also Diva. No, it's the same patch, and I tweaked this a bit. So it's actually just giving in the end part of this 16 bars a bit more drive to this tonal Serum, this one. So yeah, it's a good combination of both sounds to make this sounding nice. But I still was, for me, there was something missing in the fundamental. So I was looking for another layer in the lower frequency range, and I came up with this. Yeah, this is pretty standard Serum patch as well. We made a million years ago. Sounds like this, and I just EQ'd it in the beginning to make it a bit more. As you can see here, it's just all about this area to fill this a bit. The sub bass is around here, and the mid and the top is around here, so it's a really low endish bass sound. Okay, and without the EQ, it would sound like this. Yeah, pretty nasty. And then this was a later step. I added the Saturn 2 on this sound to make it a bit more interesting. And it's 10% in the mix, so it's not that much, but it makes the sound a bit thinner, but also more precise in the sound wise. So it's not that huge amount of low end in combination with the Saturn, so it transport more the sound, the tone of this patch, to fit into this combination of 5 synths. And then the final step in the first working process was to add some noise. It's a massive patch. It's actually sub, but yeah, I just used to top the noise. And yeah. Well, yeah, I think that the sub bass was a bit stronger in the first place, but yeah, as you can hear, it's nice. It's getting there. So I left the project for a while, and then I came back. And it was the time when we made this Patreon Sound Pack 2, I guess, with this some of these. Where is it? Yeah. Sound Pack 2 with these Serum patches, and let me so you can hear the sound. I think if you downloaded it, you know this sound, the Disco Frisco. And yeah, what I did was play around with these sounds in this project to make some more movement, some ideas to create, to transform the sound a bit more into something I had in mind. And yeah, let me look into this. There are a couple of stages of this sound. So better. Okay, there are a couple of stages of this sound. So this is kind of the basic. Come on, the basic one, and then I did another version, just a sub without. And then there is a crazy one. And there's a fourth one, which is muted on this place. Sorry. Yeah, sounds like this. Okay, so yeah, I played around with these 4 different types of this sound. It just changed mostly the octave. So, and I think I used some different, let me look. No, yeah, it's the same wavetable, just changing, not here, funny. But yeah, I changed the sub sign or the sub signal. This is a saw thing, yeah, square saw and smooth sine, and yeah. What's in here at the top? The phaser has, yeah, here I changed the octave and a bit of the unison mode, and also the shape of the sub. So it's, yeah, I played around with the sound and to create some different types of this initial preset. And then I start adding it to the part I had here. And let me, I think the first thing I did was adding some more mid-range with this rubby fizzy top thing. Sorry. it. So let's see. This volcano is just, what is the volcano doing? Not much. I just use, it has a little LFO movement here. But the main thing is the crystallizer, again from Sound Toys, which it's more or less moving 2 octaves down to 1 octave in the negative. So 3 octaves movement in the pitch, and yeah, just a bit of a mix to make it a bit more crazy and dramatic. I played around a lot with this crystallizer to get an interesting thing going, because there the idea was to have this basic riff and makes it interesting with movement and automation, with different sounds, with delays and reverbs and sound shaping elements, and not that much with different notes or millions of step sounds in between. So I think this was the main idea, to make it an interesting thing. And at the end I just used another EQ to make it fit into the whole concept of the sound. Okay, and then I thought the sub bass could be different, because I was trying with this Disco Frisco patch, and I realized it has a super nice sub sound, and I stumbled over the Filter Freak, or I just put it in, and by accident I created something which gives the whole sound a bit more grip. Okay, there's nothing. Let me unmute this, of course. So and then I heard, okay, there's something in the sound I really like. So, and I was trying to figure out what it is, and at least I came to the point that the sub is the thing I really like on this sound. And yeah, so I bounced it because the release was a bit too long, but I liked also a bit of this tail from the sound, so I bounced it and started cutting it, and then made fades, as you can see here. It's come on, here. So, and then but I just wanted the sub, so I spiced it a bit up. Oh no, this is the alloy to work out a bit more the transient and the attack of the sound, and also the length. So the transient designer is pretty cool. I like it. And EQ'd it. Yeah. So then I had a new sub, and I like the sub. Cool. Then the logic way is to change the sub in the first part I worked on. That was the Diva one, and I just used this EQ, and then there is no conflict. So let me play this together with the new sub. Okay, and then it's getting there. That was my feeling, coming to more, it's fitting better together, coming better together. The sub has more energy, and it gives still the part which is what you can really hear from this step, a lot of space to breathe, to live. And yeah, but I thought I try a bit more to make it more lively, more interesting. And then I added another part of this Disco Frisco patch. Funny, interesting. Okay, I'm confused.